everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me. It is Thursday the 27th, so you guys should be seeing this tomorrow on Friday. So happy Friday if you're watching it on Friday. I have my coffee. I haven't even had a sip yet, so let's do that first. Oh, so good. Yeah, hi. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm just gonna kind of dive in here. I'm good. I feel like, you know, December I did Vlogmas, which was really fun. I'm not complaining at all. But I needed a little bit of a break. So I'm happy to be back into the schedule that I am posting 2 to 3 videos a week, kind of depending on what I want to get out. That's been nice to kind of take a little bit of a step back. I really enjoyed doing Vlogmas though, and I hope to do more vlogs throughout the year. Maybe I can start like 1 a month or something in February. I'm not really sure what that looks like yet, but yeah, I feel like I haven't talked to you guys for a while though, because the last couple of videos I had filmed earlier in the month and then just waited to post them till later, so I feel like I forgot how to do this. I hope you guys are having a good January. I want to know, does this January feel like it's been 3 months already, or is it going fast for you? I've had years where January feels like it just takes for freaking ever. And then I've had other years where January speeds by. For me personally, January's gone really, really fast. Work has been really busy, so that's part of it. And then our personal life, I don't know, we haven't been like busy necessarily, but we have been doing kind of a lot of things. So I think that's kind of playing into it, I guess. But I'd love to hear from you. How's January going for you? Today I'm going to be using most of my project pan items and pan that palette and all that good stuff. This eyeshadow that I'm using to set is on its last legs, but I'll save that for my project pan update for you guys to see. But yeah, just trying to get a good base there. So anyway, I made a little list of things because sometimes I run out of like ideas out of my brain, but I wanted to say this little sheet, I'm very proud of myself. So I got my new planner for the new year, of course, for 2022. And my old planner, I still had sheets in the back of it that I hadn't used yet. So I ripped them out and I trimmed them down and I made little like scratch pieces of paper. And I'm really proud of myself for that because I have a whole little stack here. It's great to just like jot things down. You know, I can use both sides and, you know, using what you have, like not wasting that paper. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that one. Okay, today I'm going to do kind of like a neutral golden eye type thing. I've been using, of course, my Pan That palette quite a bit, which is the Sultry palette, and then a shade out of the Soft Glam called Dreamer. So I'm going to use that all over my lid today. That's one of the Pan in Every palettes I'm working on right now. But anyway, yeah, let's keep going. Let's talk about January. So for me, for work, like I said, it's been really kind of busy and chaotic, but in a good way. Like it's been very manageable. But we, my company signed 7 new customers at the end of Q4. So like that, like, I don't know, home stretch type thing. It was really on the wire, but it all ended up really well. And for me, I am an implementation specialist or an onboarding specialist, and I also do all the trainings for customers. So it means that I have one other teammate, so it's a 2-woman show, but so I got half of those plus the ones I was already working on. So I've just been very busy with new customers, but all really, really good. Nothing bad, of course, but just when you have a busier schedule, I feel like time goes by faster. So that has been, I think, part of why it's felt so fast to me. Another piece, I was supposed to go to Portland for a week, which is where my company is based, for some like company kickoff stuff, whatever. And I ended up canceling the trip with, there was a huge spike in COVID, and I just, yeah, didn't really feel comfortable with it. And knowing kind of how, because it was still optional to go in person, but you have to, you know, be 10 feet away from everybody and wear masks, and you can't really socialize. And I've never actually met my team in person. Of course, I'm on video calls with them every day, so I know them very well. But, you know, I was hoping to have some interaction and social interaction to, you know, get to know them on a personal level, like have dinner with them. And that was kind of out of the question. So I figured, you know, it's just not the right time for me. We do have another event scheduled for April, so hopefully that'll work out better. But yeah, I just didn't feel like it. And I'm kind of glad because I know that I was watching the flights out of my regional airport and they were having major delays, and it would have been a really kind of a mess getting out there. So it all worked out for the better. But yeah, so I think work just keeping me busy has been part of why I feel like the month has gone so fast. But like I said before, in our personal life, we haven't really been busy, but we've been doing a lot. We officially have our ice house out to fish on. I have a reel on my channel if you've never seen like a fish house before for ice fishing. I did a reel kind of showing you around. It was kind of fun to do that, and I had some fun comments and like messages come from that. So I hope to try to post on reels a little bit more. I'm still learning them, but I think that they can be really fun and interactive and like a mini vlog, or like show you around my life a little bit more. So I'm hoping to, you know, try to learn how to do those better. But yeah, ice fishing has been great. I've been out just a handful of times. My boyfriend's been out more than me, but we just drive out there from our house, like our actual house, to the fish house. And there's the brush I'm looking for. I need to wash my brushes so bad. Probably do that after this video. Probably should have done it like the day before, but you know, life. Anyway, so we can drive out on the ice with our normal cars. There's enough ice to do that, strong enough. And it's not very far from us, which is really also convenient to be able to just kind of go home whenever you want. And that's been great when you're inside. Like, we have a furnace, so it's, you know, 70 degrees inside. It's very comfortable. You don't need to wear a coat. You're in a t-shirt usually. So once you're inside, it's not as bad or anything. Ours is pretty plain. We purposely didn't want any built-in furniture. We don't have a bathroom, a kitchen, but there are ones with like bunk beds and kitchens and bathrooms and like 4 TVs and like the whole thing. You could double and use it as a camper in the summer type thing. I need to do my liner here. I get questions about how I do my liner with eyeshadow, so let me pause my rambling to talk through this more. So I have this shade in here that I am using for my liner. It's Bedrock from ColourPop, that's taupe. And I use a flat liner brush. That's just what I've always used and what I like. This is from e.l.f. from years ago. It's just flat across the top there. So I take some setting spray. I just have a little bottle of it here that I'm using on my hand, and I get my brush wet. Just kind of let it soak in. It will leave a mess on your hand. Obviously you can see that. That's just the leftover pigment. And then I have just a little makeup eraser, but like a cloth would work too. So my brush is wet, and I'm just gonna kind of get it in there. And you can kind of put on your hand to work around the consistency of it. I pretty much know where I want it to be at this point because I've been doing it this way for so long. Actually, you know what, I'll zoom in when I'm editing this. And so what I do is I just take my brush, close my eye, and start in the middle and stamp it. And I just slowly stamp along the edge. And you can do this with your eye open too. Kind of like to have my eye open when I do the outside, but for the inside, just kind of stamping and flicking to make that line. For me, I've never been able to just draw a line, so that's why I like this flat one and I can stamp it. That works really well for me. So that is one eye done. So let me do the other one here quickly. And you could do a wing, you could, you know, extend this a lot further. I just kind of don't. And then I'm gonna do the inside. And then if you need more, you can just dip into the eyeshadow again. But that's how I do my eyeliner. It just works for me, and it makes me happy because I have all sorts of dark shades like these browns and charcoals and blacks and, you know, like plums in my different palettes, and I don't usually wear deep shades like that on my actual eye. So it's nice to have a way to use them, and now I don't have to buy eyeliner. It's like a win-win. I'm done with my eyes for now. I like to put mascara on like one of the last steps. I'm just gonna clean up any fallout here. Anyway, ice fishing. Yeah, our house is pretty small. We have folding chairs in there with like a few inches of cushion. They're very comfortable, but then you can move them around. We have like we have two, but usually right now we just have one little side table that we would use like on our deck, but because it's snowed all over our deck, we're not on our deck. And that has been nice to just put like snacks on, or your drink or your phone. On the walls we hung up file folders, like the mesh metal file folders, and that's nice to just to stick your car keys and your mittens and whatever junk you have with you there, so it's off the floor. We have like a rubberized floor, so it's like gripped. There's like little hexagon shapes on it so you don't slip or anything, but that way, because it does get wet on the floor, you want to have, you know, shoes that, like boots or something, that they can get wet and keep your feet dry, because you have holes in the bottom for the ice itself. And if you are bringing a fish in, they kind of flop around and get the water everywhere. So that's why it's nice to have the rubber floor, so that it can just be, you know, like wiped off and no big deal. I just put on some of this Smashbox Reduce Redness Primer. I don't know how I feel about it. It's a little slippery for me. I don't think I really like silicone primers, is what I'm learning. For my base, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. I'm like the fairest I'm going to be right now, so this is the best match. This is the shade Fair. I like to kind of just rub it in a little bit with my fingers and then come in with the sponge to finish blending. So anyway, yeah, ice fishing has been fun. Soon, in a few weeks, we were invited to the ice races. So there are people that actually race cars on the ice. It is like the most fun, I don't know, like I want to say redneck, but I don't mean that in an offensive way. Like it's just the most genuine fun thing, and it's hilarious to watch. So we know people that are drivers. They like race the cars, and you want to have people in the back seat and everything to add weight to the car, because you're on the ice and slipping, and so the weight helps you kind of with traction. And so we were invited to sit in the car while they race, and I have seen the races but never ridden in a car, and I'm so excited. It's just gonna be like crazy screaming and laughing, and I can't wait. So I will try to probably post something on my Instagram about that. I'll try to do maybe like a reel of it, or at least in my stories, because I cannot wait. I'm so excited. So yeah, the ice is definitely here, and everybody's starting to enjoy it. At least I am. It's really been, I don't know, it's been cold, but for me, once it gets so cold, like once it's 0, 10 below, 15 below, 20 below, it feels the same to me. It's just like cold at that point. And depending on how much wind you have, that makes a difference too. You know, like it's just, I don't know, for me, once it's that cold, it's cold, and I have my parka on and I'm layered up, and it is what it is. But I do feel like my body is acclimating better. Like I'm kind of used to it a little bit more, and it's not as big of a shock to the system necessarily. But where I sit here, I have a window right in front of me, and I have 2 windows to the side of me here. And my desk is kind of like in this little alcove, and I work here all day actually. But because it's got all these windows, it's kind of drafty. I like to have the windows open so I can look outside and have, you know, bright, you know, light and everything. But it's kind of drafty, so I always have my blanket on my lap here. And sometimes I need to put on another sweater or something too, but it's been an okay winter so far. I mean, I'm ready for some warmth, but it's not that bad. e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I pulled the stopper out this week. Look how little is left in here. So I'm going to use this. This is in my project pan. Use this till the update around the 15th, and I'm sure it'll be ready to be done then. But pulling the stopper out, I did get a little bit easier access into the product. I've been having a couple of breakouts on my chin here, so just want to spot conceal there. I think that's good enough. Had to get that in kind of quick there. It dries down pretty quickly that it's getting older. So anyway, now I'm gonna set my face with powder using the Too Faced Peach Perfect. Another thing I wanted to talk about is kind of what I've been watching on YouTube lately. And if there's any channels that I can shout out, I've been really loving watching everyone start their new projects for the year, different project pans, pan that palette, eyeshadow, pan those eyeshadows, all of the things. It's really fun to watch all of those. You know, I'm at a place where I can only do maybe like my rolling style project pan that I do, and then like an eyeshadow project, because I just have a lot smaller of a collection than I once did. I don't have as many options. I can only wear so many products on my face a day, you know? Like I can't usually get through and have enough products to do all of the different ones. But I really like watching the deck of panning, whatever that one is. I think that's a really creative and kind of fun one. I watched that all last year. But I've also been watching a lot of no buy, low buy content, using what you have content, because that's definitely a theme that I'm trying to be, you know, practicing in my life. And one of the things, I actually found this on Instagram. I will link down below a couple of my favorite creators of the moment, as well as this Instagram handle. She posted about decluttering and how, you know, it is a great exercise. And I've felt this with my makeup collection in years past, where I declutter just to make space for new things, and then I fill it back up, which, you know, sometimes that's okay. Like if you are going through your closet, as an example, and you've had the same clothes since, you know, high school, and you want to get some new things, I get that. But maybe not everything in your life needs to follow that pattern. And so I'm gonna do my bronzer now. So she was talking about, she tracks the number of things that she can declutter from our home, you know, like 10 items this month, 20 the next month, that type of thing. But she started tracking what she's bringing into her home. And for whatever reason, I had never thought about doing that or thinking about that. It was kind of like a light bulb moment for me. I was like, well, duh, that makes perfect sense. You know, you wanna see if you're actually like ending the year with fewer things than you started the year with. Like, of course that makes sense. So I've started to do that. I'm not tracking like any groceries or food items, but I am tracking like toiletries and any new clothes. And I was thinking, you know, I'm on a no buy for clothes and beauty periodically throughout the year this year. I did just start up my new series. I can link that if you want to see all the rules, but like it's definitely something that right now I don't need a lot. But here's what blew my mind. So I've been writing up down in this page of my planner at the back where I have blank pages. Look at this list. I am already over half the page of things that I've brought into my home in January. And some of them are gifts. Some of them are things that I ordered in December and then they arrived in January. But still, it's like, where is everything coming from? Like, this really opened my eyes. So I would totally suggest, just for a month, track all of the things that you bring in that aren't like groceries, that aren't, you know, like regular purchases. I'm putting in there like clothes, shoes, like household items. Okay, I'm gonna do my blush, but it's very pigmented, so I have to be very light-handed. What else do I have on here? Oh, I ordered new spice jars. We had a bunch of spices in little plastic pouches from our grocery store. And I was sick of having all these like little pouches open and spilling everywhere. So I got 24 glass spice things, and I haven't used them all, of course, but I still have to house the 24, even if I'm only using 12 right now. So like that, it's just amazing how quickly things come into your home, even when you're being very cognizant of not bringing things in. That was very eye-opening. So if you feel like you need a reality check, I would suggest that, because wow, that opened my eyes. I don't know, that was just like, I don't know, like I said, a mind mind shift for me. It's something that I'm very aware of. We are working through our closets right now. My boyfriend asked me to buy him some more. He just wears like Target Hanes t-shirts most days, or like to layer and stuff. And he asked for some new ones because his old ones were getting pretty faded, which isn't like the end of the world by any means. And a few of them had ripped and he just wanted new fresh ones. So I purchased those, and now we both have it on our list that we need to go through and donate clothes. I have a little bit of a stack going for myself and working through his stuff too, but it's a project. I mean, I feel like at the beginning of the year, a lot of people are like decluttering and purging and doing all these things, but I'm trying to make sure that that's a year-round thing too. So hopefully I can stay on track with that. Have you guys been feeling that itch to declutter? I feel like every January I'm like, oh, let's get rid of everything. And part of it probably is because of Christmas and birthday gifts. You know, you just got new things in, and it makes you figure out where you're going to house and home those items, and then you see all the things that you don't use every day. So yeah, just in that decluttering mood for sure. So I'm just going to do my brows next, using the pomade I have. It's kind of drying out, so I think I need to revive it again. I've revived it once before, but I think that will probably just do again. I also wanted to tell you kind of how I'm doing with my goals. So in December, I did a personal goals video and a financial goals video. And for my personal goals, I put it in my planner to track some of the things. So like one of them is I want to read 4 books this year, which would be like 1 a quarter basically. I am not a reader. I've always struggled with it. I actually think I might have dyslexia because I always am switching letters around in my head and numbers, but I don't know if that's like enough of a symptom. I need to look into that. But yeah, never been a reader, but I really want to read. So I broke it down into trying to read 40 pages a week. So that's like 4 days of 10 pages. And if I want to read more than that, great. I mean, that's not like the limit, but setting that goal to read 4 books and then setting it kind of in a more appropriate weekly goal or monthly goal has been really helping me. Same with my workouts. I'm trying to do a certain number of workouts a year, so I'm setting like a monthly goal. And for me, even like going for a walk is considered a workout. I think that any physical activity with the intent just to move your body for me counts. But being that it's so cold, I have to do all my workouts inside, which isn't the end of the world, but I know that in the spring and summer when it is a lot nicer out, like last summer I was going for a walk like 4 days a week, 5 days a week sometimes. So I know it'll be a lot easier to get those like workouts in when it's warmer, but I'm still trying to make sure that I'm getting some in January, of course. At the bottom of my stack here, making a big old mess. I'm gonna do my inner corner highlight with the shade Pearl from my Sultry palette. This shade just is hanging on for dear life, I tell you what. But yeah, so kind of putting my goals into smaller goals has been really great for me. And it helps me track like week by week. And, you know, I also have realized it's not the end of the world if I don't hit 100% every single time. It's just the part that I'm creating the habits. I am going to put a little bit of a gold, like a deeper gold on my lower lash line. I've been really liking that. So on my Sultry palette, I'm using the shade Steampunk, which is kind of like an antiqued gold. Let me just use this mirror here. Just a little bit, doesn't have to be like over the top by any means, but just been liking that lately. Okay, and now I'm gonna put on mascara. Maybe, where did it go? There it is. Gosh, I'm all over the place. Yes, so I have been working on those goals. I'm also trying to make sure I spend some time journaling. I did purchase a prompted journal. I wanted to order the physical copy, but when I went to order, only the digital version was available, which honestly I think I might like more because I can reuse it and just have a new notebook to write my answers in instead of having to buy a fresh book every year, you know? But that's been helpful. I haven't been doing it like every single day. It's usually every few days I do it in a row, and then it's usually like the weekends where I kind of skip out, but whatever. And it's been fun. I like the prompts so far. I know that there's different themes throughout the year that the journal kind of focuses on. I can link it down below if you're interested. And yeah, it's just been kind of fun to have something new to think about. I do enjoy the process of journaling and writing things, but I never have been good at just figuring out what I should write about. And so having like daily prompts or questions is good. And sometimes I go off on tangents and it's not even about the question anymore, but that's okay. The kind of point that I am trying to do is having 10 minutes to like just think for myself and like, you know, close the world out and just be present with that activity. That's kind of really what I'm looking for. Okay, my lips are so dry. Oh my gosh. I've been really struggling keeping them moisturized. They're kind of like, I don't know, there's like flakes all over them. I've been doing my lip scrub every other night because I don't want to overdo it, but geez, it's just so dry and I've been licking my lips, which is not good. So I'm gonna use my lip liner here that's in my project pan. I have to stop talking and do this though. And then I'm just gonna put on some lip gloss because I need something that's like gonna keep my lips feeling slick and like there's something actually there. So I'm using my NYX Butter Gloss and Creme Brulee. Gosh, my skin has been dry. Everything's been dry. I had to dig through my moisturizers that I have kind of on backstock, like little sample sizes or whatever, and try to find a heavier weight one because I finished one heavyweight one and then was struggling, like not getting enough moisture in my skin after that. So, are you guys feeling that? I feel like everything in my body is dry. My eyes are dry. My nose is dry. Everything. So we've been pumping the humidifiers throughout the day, at night, but still, gosh, it's rough. So that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed and got ready with me, and hopefully made sense as I was talking. I never know. Every time I film one of these, I like it. I have fun doing it, but I'm like, did I even say anything worthwhile? But that's okay. It's just chatting with a friend. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.